Remember myself as a very curious child, a child who asked a lot of questions, some of them pretty wild, but I asked a lot of questions of everybody. And I just had a thirst for knowledge. And I never really grew out of it. I went on to go to journalism school where I learned to investigate a story, follow the questions, keep digging when the first questions didn't hit the way I wanted them to, or when the first answers didn't quite make sense. And then I went to law school where I learned a different kind of inquiry. I learned how to examine evidence, challenge assumptions, and keep asking until you got close to whatever truth was. I think somewhere along the way, or maybe I was just wired that way. I really became fascinated with doing the same thing with life. Asking questions. Why this? Why that? How come this and how come that? And, I'm at the place in life where I just really believe that so many of us just inherit so much without ever asking why, right? Or how come, without ever investigating it. We inherit beliefs, expectations, definitions of success, ideas about money, ideas about who we are, ideas about what's possible for us. And, as a believer, I have embraced a lens. I've embraced a worldview that says what I can see is not necessarily all there is to see. Yeah? That's faith. I'm a person of faith. That there is often much more beneath the surface, much more to a story, much more to a person. There's much more to me. There's much more to you, right? There is often more to a possibility. And so I think that's why I find myself just kind of asking questions all the time. This is Viola right here. What if I'm looking at this the wrong way? What if there is more to see, right? What if I asked a different question? Would that give me a different set of results? Would that give me a different answer? What is the better question to ask in this matter? What's the question underneath the question that the problem poses? What if I have accepted as truth something I have not examined? And what if that changes the conclusion that I land on? What becomes possible if I look again, if I do it, if I tweak this, if I do it differently? And that's what Viola Ignites is about. I am Viola, and this is Viola Ignites, so welcome here. I desire to bring to this channel, to this space, to this home, my curiosity, my training as a journalist, my training as a lawyer, as an investigator, my faith, absolutely, my culture, my experiences, and of course, the questions that I'm wrestling with. And I just want to come from that place to invite you to join me on this journey, to invite you to investigate with me, right? And I think especially if you are from a culture or a socialization or a training background that shuns the question why, that gets defensive when the question why or how come is asked. Look, in this, my big age, I am so convinced that the way we see things really matters. The way we see them really matters. And I get to talk to people for a living, right? And I'm just amazed because so often we think we need a plan when what we're actually needing is a bigger vision, okay? We think we need more options, and in so many cases, what we actually need to do is to choose to commit to one thing. Right? Sometimes we think we don't know what to do when the truth is, underneath all of it, what's hiding there is that we are afraid to move, right? We're hiding behind that fear. And sometimes we think the problem is what's in front of us, when the thing that we need to slow down and take time to examine is, what do I believe about myself? What do I believe about myself, about who I am? That's what I want us to do here. Come hang out with me when we take time to look at the things that are shaping our lives. Question the ideas that are playing such a strategic role in who we are and who we're becoming. Question what we've inherited, examine what we have assumed, and explore what else might be true. Or, my favorite, what else is possible? Now, all these questions, and I ask a lot of them, and I'm sure you know, it's not because I have answers necessarily. I don't. But I do know that asking better questions leads to better answers. And the way you get better at asking questions is by asking questions, right? And because I have come to know that a better question can change what you think is possible in the first place and the results that you get, I ask questions, and I'm going to keep asking questions, you know? Yeah. So, but here I want us to ask questions about these things, because I think ultimately, I don't believe we're simply meant to inherit a life. You know, you come into a family, a country, a culture, a nation, you name it, and you just kind of inherit your life. You're born with the body you just inherit your life, right? We don't do things this way, you don't do things this way. We do things this way, you do things this way. All of that. We just inherit it. And many of us never examine it. Many of us never question it. We never reimagine it, right? And because I know that when we choose what can come next with greater intention, with higher levels of awareness, there's just no telling what can come next. So here's my invitation, right? If you're curious like me, or you're growing in your curiosity, I want to say welcome. You're in the right place. I want to say here, we're going to look closer. We're going to look beneath. We're going to look again. And who knows? Let's see what gets lit up in you. Let's see what sparks in me. Let's see what gets ignited along the way as we ask all these questions about our lives on the path to better answers. I want to welcome you to Viola Ignites. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Why don't you subscribe? I will see you soon. God bless you.